Chapter 2694 delves deeper into the troubling and complex relationship between Carrie Newman and Mr. Lab. The chapter begins with Carrie reacting with shock and disgust to Mr. Lab's proposition that she become his mistress. Despite her young age and attractive appearance, she is appalled at the idea of being taken care of by a man old enough to be her father. This proposition challenges her self worth and dreams of marrying into a wealthy family as a young mistress, not as an old man's plaything. Mr. Lab attempts to justify his proposal by pointing out Carrie's lack of marketable skills and her reluctance to work a regular job that pays only a few $1,000s a month. He questions how she plans to sustain herself without relying on her younger brother Trenton for financial support. This comment unsettles Carrie as she realizes Mr. Lab has been monitoring her closely, knowing details about her private conversations and actions. Mr. Lab's scrutiny terrifies Carrie, making her realize the extent of his surveillance and power. This realization highlights the precariousness of her situation and the potential danger of refusing his offer. His gaze, filled with lust and control, makes her feel objectified and powerless, highlighting her vulnerable position. Despite her disgust, she is tempted by the lavish lifestyle Mr. Lab promises: a villa, a new car, and a substantial monthly allowance. These offers represent a return to the affluent life she once knew and the possibility of regaining her family's lost wealth and status. However, she is acutely aware that accepting this deal means exchanging her body and autonomy for financial security. He reveals more about his motives, suggesting that her hatred for serenity is the reason he chose her. He positions himself as a benefactor who can help her achieve her revenge against Cameron and the York family. His proposition is not just about financial support, but about using Gary's ambitions and emotions for his own ends. He even suggests that under his patronage, she could ultimately dominate her sister and turn Cameron's husband, Callum, into her subordinate. Carrie resists Lab's advances, physically distancing herself and slapping away his hand while he touches her thigh. Despite the tempting benefits, she cannot reconcile with the idea of becoming someone's mistress, especially when compared to her sister's prestigious position as the second young lady of the York family. This stark contrast makes her situation even more unpalatable. She proposes a compromise, suggesting a formal, non sexual arrangement to maintain appearances without compromising her dignity. However, Lab dismisses this idea, stating that he would feel at a disadvantage if he received no substantial return for his generosity. This refusal forces her to confront the reality of his offer. Ultimately, Carrie decides to reject Mr. Lab's proposition. She places the bag of money back on the coffee table and firmly states that she cannot agree to his terms. Her decision marks a significant moment of moral clarity and personal integrity, despite the allure of financial stability and revenge.